Hi everybody, my name is Louise Carson. I have the honor of being the Executive Director for the Center. The Children's Recovery Center is your child advocacy center for Horry and Georgetown counties. We provide healing services for children who are victims of sexual assault, physical assault, and many other kinds of maltreatment. The average age for the sexual assault victim we see is 9 years old. At the center, we provide healing services for the kids who come here. We provide forensic medical exams, forensic interviews, education, and advocacy. We're glad you're able to join us today so we can show you what we do firsthand.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carol Rotter. I'm the medical director at the Children's Recovery Center, and this is my exam room. This is where all the kids come to get their exam, and we use this colposcope here, which is a microscope attached to a TV that allows us to videotape the entire medical exam. So if there's any abnormalities, the child doesn't have to go through a repeat exam for a defense attorney. That doctor can come look at the videotape. We also videotape these exams because if something is normal and then we see the child again and it's abnormal, we want to be able to have documentation that it was originally normal and now has changed. The majority of the exams in kids that are sexually abused are normal because that tissue heals very rapidly. So it's about 5% of the kids we see per year have anything abnormal on exam regarding sexual abuse. Now obviously that's different for physical abuse. There's lots of scars that we see from physical abuse that are there permanently. I also use the colposcope for that, as well as a still digital camera that's incorporated in the file. We saw almost 400 children last year, and I have been doing this for 27 years now, so I have lots of little kiddos I've taken care of, and this is really my passion. I started this in 1994 because I'm an emergency physician, and it's just inappropriate to be doing these kinds of exams in the emergency department. So I felt we needed a child-friendly place that children could be seen to have their forensic interviews done and their forensic medical exams. And so we started the Children's Recovery Center. We are now in our third location, and we're very happy with this pink building. And we have just bought the blue building across the street, which is where our therapists provide therapy for the children, and where basically the office paperwork and so forth is stored, and the executive director has her office, and the forensic interviewers have a quiet place to go to listen to their tapes and prepare their reports. A lot of people were very generous this year at Christmas time, and so we have lots of toys in here in my exam room. So every time a child goes through a medical exam, then they get to, after they get their clothes back on, they get to pick out a handmade blanket or a doll or some other toy to take home with them, just as a reward for being cooperative with this process.
Hi, my name's Patty Dungey. I've been a children's advocate here at the Children's Recovery Center for the past 2 years now. Basically, I am one of your first people that you will meet when you come into the office. I do a lot with the intakes, the referrals. I advocate for the children. I get to meet with the families before they come and do this process. I also get to meet with the families after the process is over, just to make sure everything goes smoothly. A lot has changed over the past year due to COVID. The way we do our intakes are now over the phone, and we don't get as much time with the families, but still advocating for the children is very, very important part of what I do here at the Children's Recovery Center.
Hi, my name is Hedy Sancion. I am the bilingual forensic interviewer. As the interviewer here at Children's Recovery Center, I get to hear kids talk about things that have happened to them, and we get to give them a voice here. And that's what I find really special about my job, because so many times children say things and it's overlooked, and this is a place where they can feel safe, and it's a neutral setting, it's a friendly setting, so that hopefully they feel secure enough to give their side of the story. So the wonderful thing about the Advocacy Center, what it provides for the child, is just giving them a place to say whatever they have to say without thinking or fearing that they're going to get in trouble. But the way that we ask questions are specific for them, in that we take into consideration age, developmental issues, illnesses, there's just different things that these kids go through, and obviously it sometimes it affects the way they speak or how they can recall information. So we're just trained to speak to them in a way that they understand, or hopefully that they understand. And then by giving them those questions, those investigating are able better to understand what they're saying.
My name is Diane Nordine. I'm a forensic interviewer here at Children's Recovery Center. A forensic interview is an investigative interview used to elicit a detailed and factual statement from a child in order to determine if abuse has occurred and to determine if the child is in immediate danger. And we provide that interview in a manner that is developmentally appropriate for the child. And we use non-leading questions to elicit those statements from the child. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, we've taken several precautions to make our building safer for children to enter and to receive their forensic interviews. One of the things we've done is we have a plexiglass sneeze guard that we put between ourselves and the child. We have a 6-foot space between ourselves and the child. Also, we wear our masks during the forensic interview, an N95 mask that protects the child in case we cough or sneeze. So we have 2 barriers of protection for the child while they receive their forensic interview.
Hey, I'm Kelly Mason. I'm the Children's Advocate for the Children's Recovery Center. Part of my job duties include I assist law enforcement and DSS with the referral process and setting up the appointments for all the victims that come through. I work with the families, gathering all their social medical history so that we're prepared with all the information we need when the child comes in for the appointment. I also assist the doctor with all the medical exams, going in there to provide support for the child when they're having their medical exam. And I work with the families after the appointment to talk to them about any services that could benefit the child, parents, or any additional family members, whether there's other siblings in the home, to make sure they get referrals for those services. If they have any trouble scheduling, getting those things set up for children and their families. I also work with families if cases go to court. I can go with children and families to their pretrial conferences. I can go with them to court. Sometimes I help do court prep with kids to prepare them for possible testimony. I also help with community training to our other partner agencies on what we do here, as well as updated research and education in the field. We also provide other community training to other agencies on reporting with daycare centers, schools, things of that nature.
Hi, I wanted to introduce Roxy. Roxy is a part of our team here at the Children's Recovery Center. She's a certified therapy dog. Roxy was rescued by Canine Angels and trained by Canine Angels. Roxy provides a great deal of support and comfort and humor to us every day. We call Roxy the Walmart greeter because she greets everyone who comes to the Children's Recovery Center. As you can see, we're shooting this video in the afternoon, so it's Roxy's nap time. We hope you don't mind, but she wanted to join you just for a minute.
Hi, my name is Mary Koniski. I'm a volunteer guardian ad litem for the state of South Carolina in the counties of Horry and Georgetown. I am really excited about being a guardian ad litem because I get to speak for the child. The state of South Carolina requires that every child who's been removed from their home has a guardian ad litem who speaks for them in court and advocates for them. So my job is to find out what the child needs and what the child wants and ask the judge for those things. Part of the excitement that I have about this part of my job is that I get to come to the Children's Recovery Center and look at what the child has said when they are interviewed by a forensic interviewer. The forensic interviewer gets information from me that is extremely helpful when I go to court. So I love the Children's Recovery Center, and I hope that you will do everything you can to support the organization. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to our viewing room. The purpose of the child having a forensic interview at a child advocacy center is so the child only has to tell their story one time. Instead of having to tell the worst story of their life in police stations, emergency rooms, DSS offices, they tell their story here to our forensic interviewer at the Children's Recovery Center. They're referred by either DSS or law enforcement or a medical professional. Whoever referred the child is invited to come and watch the video on a live screen TV. What you're seeing now with the teddy bear in the chair is where the child would usually sit, and the interviewer sits on the other side of the screen. The screen is there because of COVID-19. Thank you for visiting the Children's Recovery Center today. And remember, if you see something, say something. If you suspect abuse, please dial 911.